New York Comic Con invited an eclectic mix of artists and designers to shine a light on the underground pop culture scene. The show floor was riddled with original works, prints, clothing, collectible toys, books, and furniture. Tell me a little bit about why you decided to display your art here at Comic Con.
Always been big fans of Comic Con, been coming here for years as kids, as adults, and always wanted to participate and be on the other side of the booth.
Are you a big comic book fan?
I am. Most all of my art is influenced by comic books and like that kind of culture from old school, like 1980s skateboard art and cartoons and stuff like that. So we're definitely amongst our peers here. We have a lot of the same interests, but we interpret things differently. Whereas mine is almost a more comic booky kind of thing, and his is almost like a Victorian, very delicate, sort of pretty version. And which is awesome, because we're totally different but doing the same thing, and I think that's why we kind of get along so well.
So I see you guys use a bunch of different mediums. You got some prints, we've got some decks, we've got some t-shirts. When do you decide when it is a little bit more print or maybe a little bit more available for wearing on your chest?
I say put the logo on everything and sell it for $5.
What are you showing today?
I'm showing most of the work I've done over the last 15 years. Comic book tweaks, what-if scenarios, trying to take the artist, the comic book character, and put them in more adult context. We've got some paintings here that are a little more risque, harking back to my days when I was doing Sunday Funnies and tweaking them, and harking back to my days at Screw Magazine. So this is Big Dick Tracy with his two-way wrist TV on his friend, on his member.
I'm with Alex Pardee, who's responsible for these amazing monster images back here. What's the name of this series?
The name of this series that you're referring to is actually, they're just called doppelgangers because they might resemble some things that you're familiar with, but they're not. It's coincidental. It's completely coincidental.
What's cool about these is you have so many that I look at them and I resonate with, you know, the 5 that I grew up with, and someone else has an entirely different experience looking at your art. It must be fun to reach out to a bunch of different people.
Yeah, it is fun because it is fun to see what people respond to, you know, and see what there is kind of like there's one of those things in there for everybody.
So what is kind of the perks of displaying your art at Comic Con?
The perks of displaying the art here obviously is that I get to meet people and have a safety of a counter. You know, where it's like it's not as scary as walking up to somebody and saying, "Here's my stuff, please look at it." It's kind of like you can let the work speak for itself, and you can kind of meet other people. And by being here 4 days, you get to also meet other creative types and other things, and be like, "Oh yeah, that's what I've seen that before. Cool, let's be friends." And then you learn from people, and it's fun. It really is. I think it's one of the best things to do if you're trying to start your own kind of businesses.
Well, you definitely found the right crowd, and your stuff is awesome. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Marisa Christian, IB Times TV.